Hi everyone, All India Round 3 choice filling would have started by now. It ends on 25th of September and then the results are expected to be published on 28th of September. We will look at a final list of things that you need to keep in mind before choice filling for All India Round 3. This might be a little extensive, but this might be the last choice filling process in your career for PG for many. So just go through the video. We'll explain it based on which category you fall under, basically which set of whether you're freshly going to register or whether you've already filled in choices and you're yet to lock, you filled in choices and locked choices, now you're filling to edit, etc. So we'll just go through that one by one. We'll also look at the impact of the rules, etc., stray rules, etc. First, for fresh registration, if you're a candidate who's registering fresh, you've just registered, just note that you might have been eligible now. There is a demo video available in Zyner. Just go to the video section and search for demo. You'll have a fresh registration demo video. Everything is explained clearly, including the mistakes that you might make and what if you commit any mistakes, etc. The primary thing that you need to be concerned about is the quotas that you select. You will have All India quota, NBEMS, and deemed quota available, and maybe AFMS too. If you're interested in DNB or NBE diplomas, select the NBEMS quota. So that is primary. Just go through that. This is possible, and freshly eligible candidates, now you will be able to register for these quotas. The amount that you pay, refund, etc. is dependent on this. Go through the demo video. Everything is in detail. You just need your scorecard and a few other details for filling up the details. In case you don't have your scorecard, if your scorecard is not available with you, you just try to download it from the NBE login, your exam login, not your any other login, exam login from nbe.edu.in. Go to NEETPG and get it from your exam login. If it is still not available, raise a query at MBE Communications portal. You just go to Zyner again, go to the video section, search for scorecard or search for NBE or scorecard. You will get a video mentioning how you can raise a query. They'll send it to you in a day or two. You should have most of the details in your admit card or your scorecard, whatever is required for registering. Other candidates who are not eligible till now, who were eligible earlier basically, who did not register, maybe you might be able to register. Just check that. We are not sure about this part, but it was not mentioned anywhere. But if you're able to register, then you can register. When you enter in, let us say there is a consent asked or a registration unlocking option. Okay, this is only for whoever is freshly registering now. If there is a consent or an unlocking registration asked, this is more towards participation in All India Round 3. You want to fill choices, therefore a consent is asked, you can give consent. You are freshly registering, so straight away give consent. Second, if you already already missed a seat in All India Round 2, did not join, and then you are registering again, then you are asked for a consent, obviously you can give a consent. Registration unlocking is nothing to do with choice filling. Don't click on registration unlocking without knowing what it is. We have a separate video on consent and registration unlocking. How do you access that? Zyner video section. Go to search for consent or registration unlocking. You will be able to see this video. This is only if you want to, let us say you said I want to add AEQ and MBEMS quota. Then later after registration, in case you want to add deemed, this might be an option. This might be for a short period of time. We are not sure whether this is up yet. So this is only to do with adding quota, or let us say you are EWS, you registered as EWS, OBC, SC, ST. Now you don't have the certificate, you want to change to Gen. That is possible when you register itself. But if you miss that out, then you will be able to unlock and change this. Being the last round almost, in case you are allotted in an OBC seat and you don't have an OBC certificate with you, you might lose your stray options and you might not be able to change later. So in case you don't have a certificate, try to change it through the registration unlocking option. This also goes good for everyone else who is actually already registered. Now, filling choices for All India Round 3. Prior to that, we'll also look at how we'll just look at filling choices, and then we'll come to what is required for all those candidates who have already filled choices, already locked and did not lock. Filling choices, check our smart choice filling video. Our entire all in 2022, 2021, 2023 closing ranks are available. sorted in preference orders of candidates. These are not actually evaluated lists, but it is a preference order of candidates which you will have one by one, instantly filterable within a few seconds or so. You will be able to pull out every data for every state or all India quota DNB with the fees, stipend and bond. Look at the video, search for smart choice filling Zyner in YouTube, you will get the video and you will be able to use it. It is also there in the Zyner portal under the video section. This will help you fill choices in case you don't already have a list. All that matters is the choice list, right? Whatever you are filling. So don't limit choices based on last year's ranks. Last year's ranks, let us say this closed at 90,000. I am 1,10,000, so I will not fill it. Don't make this mistake. You fill choices in your order of preference, whatever you wish to. And don't limit like 20,000, 15,000 at this range. Even if you are 5,000, we ask candidates to fill in right from rank 1. In case that seat comes down, it helps you. There is no disadvantage in doing that. Fill in your order of preference. Okay, I am rank 10,000. I have a higher possibility of getting seat A. I have very good possibility. But my first preference is seat B, which I have 5% chance. Which one will I fill first? Your first preference is B. Even though it is 5% chance, you will fill B first and A second. This is a higher possibility. But in case you get B, you want this. So fill B first and then A second. In case system will look at whether B is available. If B is not available, 95% let us say it is not available, then your system will automatically allot you A. This filling in B here will not take away your chance of A. That doesn't happen. So always fill as per your order of preference. This is the final thing that we want to mention. Fill any choice that is available. In this, conversion happens. Even though there has been a lot of discussion on nothing will be converted, this will create a huge impact, etc. As against, except for possibly NRI to management conversion, where usually many seats are converted, now some might not be converted, but still it depends upon how many NRI candidates are added within the short time frame of one day. If there are very less candidates who are added, then even this will continue to be similar with minimal impact. If less candidates are added, if so many candidates are added because of the zero cutoff reduction, then obviously this will have an impact. This purely depends upon the number of NRI candidates which are released. Rest of it, SCPH to SC or STPH to ST, this usually used to happen in some numbers, good numbers. This may not happen because all candidates will be eligible. So the impact will be limited to this. You should understand that if you are a general candidate, OBC candidate, Gen PH to Gen, OBC PH to OBC. This set of seats, the PWD seats which move over here, or the PWD seats already in clinicals were very minimal. But that will not happen. Clinicals, it was not like in 400, 500 numbers to create an impact. It was very minimal numbers which moved over here. So that minimal number, let us say there were 20, 25 clinicals which were there moved, not even maybe less than that. Those will alone create an impact. 20 out of maybe 3,000 seats that are available. That is the impact that this is going to create. Already there are more seats available in round 3. So this particular conversion impact will be minimal. Impact will be there because of all India round 2 upgradation being allowed, state round 2 upgradation being allowed. Conversion impact for these categories, because they get converted, is minimal. And nowhere, you look at last year's SC to Gen, ST to Gen clinical seats never happened. Clinical seats from other categories, EWS to Gen category clinical seats, this was never happening at all. So just because the conversion has gone into 0, NEETPG marks have gone into 0, this conversion under AAQ impact is not going to be huge like it is being portrayed. It will be an impact which is limited to these numbers that we are talking about, not even in hundreds. Very less compared to the total number of seats are 8,150 vacancies and 14,000 virtual vacancies. This is the impact. So be aware of that. What we are trying to tell is, irrespective of whatever it is, fill in those choices which are under PWD, take those choices. That is what we are trying to say. Fill in those choices. Conversion impact might be very minimal. Even if no seats are converted, no harm in filling up all the seats. Do fill up, especially in NRI seats. If there are NRI seats that are vacant, they might get converted if the numbers are not huge. If the numbers are huge, obviously you are not going to get the NRI to management conversion, which many actually are not expecting. So fill in those seats. Where conversion helps is, If you are looking at a non-clinical seat, definitely even now there will be conversion, because most of the PWD candidates, including those till 0, will get pretty good seats in state counselings or all India counselings. So this entire non-clinical part, still conversion will happen. Don't miss out, because everybody is saying that this 0% thing has taken up priority and everybody is saying that there will be no conversion. There will be conversion even here in non-clinical seats. Avail those, because even PWD candidates know that if they miss this year, instead of taking a non-clinical, they might get a clinical next year. Many will not fill in choices. Last year, from when the conversion reduction happens, still even with 25%, there were a lot of seats. There is only additional 25% which is there now. Emphasizing, because there are a lot of groups where it is mentioned that nothing will happen, etc. It will not be like that. Take All India Round 2 till All India Round 2 2023 reference on trying to figure out where everything closed, etc. Last year's mop-up is not the right reference, because last year rules, you know that it would have overshot. So don't take an estimate based on last year's mop-up. There is going to be higher competition. It is a given. So don't fill in based on last year's mop-up. Yes, we are mentioning something which is negative, but your decisions have to be actually based on what might happen, rather than based on what your hopes are. Basically, even if it doesn't happen. So this is what will happen. So take right choices, take All India Round 2 as a reference, and there will be competition, and do not expect huge shifts. Fill choices that you wish to join. Every choice that you wish to join, please fill. After missing out a choice, let us say even if it goes to a lower ranker, then even in stray that might not be available. So remember and fill choices that we wish to join. If you are clear about a choice that you are not interested in joining, please don't fill it just for the sake of trying to figure out just for the sake of having that choice so that you can decide later. We'll give you a real scenario. You fill in your choices and complete your choice filling on 25th September. We are giving you a scenario that will happen. You'll see candidates coming up with this. 28th September is results. You decide on this date on the allotted seat, correct? This is the allotted seat. 25th September, you decided to put in your choice list. 28th September, you are deciding on your allotted seat. 25th September, you fill in a choice, you get it. And on 28th September, you decide not to join it, because you think that the institute is not right, you filled a wrong choice. 3 days prior to this, what will you think? 3 days prior to this, if I had taken a decision thinking, okay, I am getting this seat, somebody is giving this seat to me, am I going to join today? If you take that decision, and 3 days prior, if you had taken this decision, possibly you might have taken a lower preferred seat which you might get. Or even if you did not get any seat, you have a stray option available. And in some states, this allotment results in no state R3. In a few states, that option will also be available. Just because you couldn't decide 3 days earlier, you are going into next year. So this is one case where you can try to decide as much as possible on the choices you are going to fill here, rather than taking a decision 3 days later. We are not saying it is just a 3-day thing. You decide 3 days later, instead you can take a choice. But there are other complications of states as well. You just think through that, but don't get into a scenario where 28th you will decide that I am not joining. Instead, make that decision on 25th. It is not to say that you should restrict your choices. Please know the difference between restricting your choices to a very small number and deciding on this. If you are okay with any choice, 1500 choices, I am going to take any choice in All India Round 3. I am not going to risk stray, but I will take this choice. On 28th also, I will take this choice. Extend your choices and take that choice if you don't want to play safe. And you are not worried about what you could have got in stray, etc. Not that. But fill choices that you will join. Even here, you are filling a choice that you will for sure join after taking a decision. Be aware of the court cases. There are court cases going on. One with respect to state, which will be filed as well. State Round 2 to All India Round 3. Whether State Round 2 candidates can move into All India Round 3. Irrespective of that, you can fill your choices. Because if that is a decision, they will remove you. Let them remove you rather than somebody else deciding it for you on social media or Telegram groups or threatening messages. Let the courts decide on this. You can fill your choices. If you are removed, you will not be part of All India Round 3 allotment. You will still retain your State Round 2 seat. Other cases you be aware of is that All India Round 3 allotted candidates, Eligibility for state round 3, this is one of the possible priors in an earlier court case and this court case. So filling in choices that you wish to join in All India round 3. In case something happens saying that minor chance, but let us say this happens that All India round 3 allotted are not eligible for a state round 3. I should be happy with the All India round 3 choice. That should happen. So please fill in choices as such, which you want to join and go ahead with. That is what we sincerely suggest. Don't expect an All India round 3 to state round 3 later, I will decide, etc. It is, you have gone from round 1, state round 1, All India round 2, this year 2 more levels, state round 2, and then All India round 3. You are at the 5th level now. Expecting that I will do something over here, take a risk, we are not sure whether it is right unless you are 100% sure. This itself is a very good place with 2 jumps compared to last year. If you are allowed, well and good. But that is a sincere request. You can take a call. For those candidates who are going to fill choices where choices have been already locked, you did not lock your choices. Basically, when did you fill your choices? 14th morning, you are filling your choices till 10 a.m. September 14th, and you did not lock your choices. Directly, you should be able to get the choice filling link over here, this link over here. Click on that and you should be able to start filling choices. There is nothing to be done. Your choices will say fill choices are these many. You can start filling choices. That should be the process. In case there is a change in the process, you accommodate accordingly. But this link should work. There is nothing else to be you need to do. Sign in using your, no need to register and all. Signing using your earlier credential itself, directly it will take you to choice filling and you can fill your choices. And this is how it will show up once you fill choices. Currently, it is showing up, we are taking this at around 7 o'clock, but currently it is showing this. But later, you will be able to start filling choices once you click the choice filling link. You will be able to lock choices again if you wish to, or if you don't lock choices, it will be auto locked. So that is one thing. And then filling choices for already locked candidates. We are going to look at all those candidates who locked their choices on 14th September between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. There was locking available, right? What did it say? The status said locked, right? Choice is locked. It is for those candidates. So first, when you go in, this is how it will be. When you start signing in with your earlier, no need to register again. Don't use registration, unlock, etc. Nothing to be done. You just log in and then it will show this entire thing. There will be a small there will be an option here of choice unlocking. So this is the option that is available. We have just zoomed it out. Choice unlocking. Click on choice unlocking if you want to edit choices. If you don't want to edit choices, do nothing. Already locked choices will be carried over for All India round 3 allotment processing. Just go in, check this part. Check whether all these numbers are right, etc. Fill choices are right. Don't even unlock. Your locked choices will be taken up. In case you want to, then let us say, I want to edit choices, then go here to choice unlocking. Go here to choice unlocking, click this part, choice unlocking. Okay, not registration unlocking. There will be something called registration unlocking later. Not that. Don't unlock registration for filling choices. Choice unlocking here is what is to be done for unlocking choices. Consent is asked. Registration unlocking it asked. These are not for choice unlocking. Choice unlocking basically for changing the locked choices is over here. It will ask for a choice unlocking agreement. This is a choice unlocking agreement. You will be allowed to make modifications. Your previous locked choices letter becomes invalid and click on I agree to unlock choices. Then you will be asked for a password or an OTP. So get the password OTP done and then you will be able to get into this screen where choice filling will open up for you, and currently it is showing up like this. You will be able to fill choices. Note that once you unlock, your already filled choices will still be available. Thanks to the candidates who have shared this immediately on over the Telegram channel when we asked, immediately we got responses. Thank you so much. The filled choices will be available. So basically this candidate has filled 15 choices and locked on when? September 14th morning. Then came back, did the choice unlocking, okay, and then sees this. Now the candidate will be able to fill choices again when choice filling starts. That is the process. Now note that even after that, you can lock your choices. What did you do? Once you unlock now to fill choices, When does choice locking start? It is on 25th, 4 p.m. I guess. Can you check? You can check the time. September 25th, 4 p.m. Choice locking starts again for this particular period of time for All India Round 3. Then you will be able to lock it again. So once unlocked, you can again lock the choices, or in case you wish to autosave, you missed locking, then the last saved choices will be auto locked. So basically for all the candidates, even if you edit choices again, you can lock again and auto lock, otherwise it will be auto locked. Saved choices will be auto locked. So this option is available for anybody who is editing choices. You can lock again and auto lock. Even if you locked and if you were you unlocked your choices and then went ahead to fill choices again, you can still lock your choices again. It is not mandatory to lock your choices. Even if saved, if you just save, it will be auto locked. And then for registration unlocking, we said choice unlocking earlier. That is for those who locked their choices. Registration unlocking has to do with the registration details. This pop-up may come up when you are logging in for freshly registered candidates or candidates who are registering after R2 exit and then now want to participate, etc. The registration unlocking option is over here if you log in. What is this? The purpose of this? Changing category. Like we said, EWS, SC, ST, OBC, majorly OBC to Gen, if I want to say it, then, or I filled AAQ only, I want to add DNB quota or NBMS quota, basically DNB and NBE diploma, I want to add deemed quota. In that scenario, you unlock your registration and then go ahead. There is an unlock registration and consent video in Zynet, you can have a look at it. This is not towards choice filling unlocking. This is towards this quota or category change. Remember, this is for registration, that is for choice filling. And impact, we'll come to the impact now. We are going to look at 2023 mop-up, all round 3 versus 2022 All India mop-up. What is the impact? All India round 2 joint candidates can upgrade now, first thing. Obviously, we know that. State round 2 candidates, joint candidates, they are eligible. MCC made changes in the revised brochure. MCC also made changes in clarified on to question number 37. We have been mentioning that some of the clauses are not right. MCC is going to allow All India round 2 to state round 2 to All India round 3 is what we have been mentioning. We were also not a little confused when the MCC call center said that they were going to remove. But this was a rule right away. But candidates have taken it up to court saying that because the changes have happened a little late in the brochure, taking up one clause on 37 where they made a mistake, candidates have taken up. We'll see how that goes. But if the courts mention that there is no proper reason to do that, then they will remove all the state round 2 joint candidates. As of now, you can fill choices. All candidates for eligible for AA round 3. This is more to do with the 0 percentile part. The impact may not be huge, but yes, there might be an impact. Conversion will happen. But like we mentioned, we have already mentioned what might be the last year's conversions. We will get back with the exact numbers if possible within a day or two. Other specific rules you will need to be reminded of. AAR3 allotted candidates, whether they are eligible for state R3, check on your state. This is very important. There is also a prayer on they should not be eligible. So fill right choices for All India round 3. That will save you from a lot of trouble. You shouldn't end up losing all the seats. So always better to fill up right choices in All India round 3 so that you join those seats at this stage. That is what we would suggest. Not going till the end. State, I'll see state R3. Otherwise, I'll go to stray vacancy. Otherwise, you will go to the next year. So would be right to fill in safe, because already there has been a good good level you have gone through. If you have gone from AAR to multiple levels of upgradation, this entire process has helped you, not the mid-rankers, but it has helped those people who have gone through upgradation. Beyond that, thinking of it carries its risks. All India round 2 joint seat, if I retained in All India round 2, that is a final seat. If you have joined an All India round 2 seat, come into All India round 3 with that seat in hand. If you retain, that is your final seat. You cannot resign and you will be out of all state counselings. Second, All India round 3 allotted, and if you join the seat, if you are allotted and you join the All India round 3 seat, then you will you cannot resign the seat and cannot participate in All India state round 3 once you join the allotted All India round 3 seat. And some states don't allow All India round 3 allotted candidates. Now note that if you are filling in choices for All India round 3, there is an issue there, right? You might be eligible and you might even be allotted in All India, but In certain cases, what happens is, states do not allow resignation. UP has a 5 lakh penalty after you have joined your state round 2 seat. Tamil Nadu, as of now, does not allow resignation. We don't know what will happen later. Tamil Nadu keeps changing the rules. So think through it. We are not able to suggest anything saying don't fill, etc. because of one reason. We had done this for UG earlier and then resignations have been allowed. So changes have been made in terms of resignation deadline. So we made wrong suggestions to candidates when we say that, okay, this is what is the current stage, go ahead and take it as is that it will be like this, and then go ahead and don't fill choices because it will impact anybody else. After that, those candidates who fill choices get a benefit and those who do not don't get a benefit. We have been in that situation. So you take a call on this. But there are two other things that we would like to clarify very clearly. One, I have my certificates with me. I joined a DNB round 2 seat, or I will join an All India round 3 DNB seat. After joining, or an NB diploma, I have my certificates with me. Can I go and join state round 3? There are queries. Pure blocking. We'll tell you what happens. This is the purest form of blocking in the entire process. We'll tell you what happens. You might have your certificates, but you will be part of the All India round 3 joint list. You can't resign this seat. DNB round 2 retained seat, or now you hold a seat. You can't resign these seats unless you get upgraded here. If you retain the seat, you cannot resign. So All India round 3, you will be part of the joint list. And then you got to go and join a state round 3 seat. Here also you will be part of the joint list. 2 minutes it will take for any candidate to come and check over here who has joined, and the cancellation of this will happen obviously because you are All India round 3 joined. And when both of them send their allotment list to NMC, you will be admitted in 2 different institutes or seats. So this is pure blocking. Don't do that. And it is pretty easy to figure out. Just because you have your certificates does not mean that you can go and join anywhere. All India round 2 joined and retained, ineligible. Retained in All India round 3, ineligible. All India round 3 joined, ineligible. Certificates do not matter. Once you are joined, you are ineligible for any counselling. Second is, okay, I have my certificates. The institute is happily taking 1.25 lakhs, 2.5 lakhs, 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs, 30 lakhs. After joining in All India round 3, how much is the penalty? I will pay the penalty and go to state round 3. No, it is not possible. Penalty is not a consideration at all. And in many states, even in state round 2, candidates are thinking that state round 2 joined, resignation may be allowed with the penalty. I pay the penalty, I will be able to get that. Note that even if you pay the penalty, certificates have to come back to you. DME has to approve. This has a timeline. If your state is intending to not to allow resignation, then they will do it after October 20th too. We don't know. So check all these factors before even you fill in or think that anything is possible. These are some practical issues. We know that UP will give your certificates. Last time took a lot of time for giving back the certificates after resignation. So think through that. But if they allow resignation at a later point in time as per rules, then that becomes different. State results, Karnataka R2 results may be around the time of All India round 3 joining. There are a lot of queries on penalties on this. Penalties are not clear, we know that. 10K penalty before the time of document submission, choice filling start. But currently with choice fillings already having started, then another choice filling possibly going to happen. Whether it is going to be for candidates who fill choices or not, we don't know. So this entire thing is a little murkier. Between 10K and 1 lakh there is a penalty. We know that, and in case after the joining deadline, you resign, then there is a 5 lakh penalty we are aware of. So that is how it is. Wait for Karnataka notifications and then take a call on putting in correct choices so that it doesn't impact you or anyone. Most state results will be published after All India round 3. This is a very important thing. Every time during the last process, like West Bengal published results on, was expected to publish results on 27th September after All India round 2 joining on, round 3 joining on 25th September. This was AAR3 joining deadline. WB results were on 27th. You will see that most of the seats will follow similarly. All India round 3 joining will be over and then the results of the state will be published. 1 or 2, maybe West Bengal or some other state, 1 or 2 may actually publish the results earlier. But most of the states will publish this. Why do they do that? After All India round 3 joining, Kerala for instance, has mentioned that we will remove all India round 3 joint candidates or whatever MCC shared list is from state round 3 joining. Today we had a UG notification saying these are all India round 3 seat held candidates. Remove them from state round 3. It was taken back because of other timeline related issues. Already some institutes have completed many states had completed state round 3 joining allotment. But usually what is bound to happen is all India round 3 joining ends, this list is shared, and then state round 3 results are published so that there is no state related stray impact, and this list will be removed from state round 3 allotment itself. So this is what you can expect from the entire process. So be aware of that, look at your state timelines and fill in choices assuming that this might be the worst case and this is expected to happen. MP has always been a special case, pun intended. Last year they published their round 3 results even before all India round 3 results. State round 3 was published before all India round 3 results. They had to cancel it. They are possibly the only state which will publish the results, MP state round 3 results before all India round 3 joining. Other smaller states like NEEGRIMS, etc., smaller authorities like NEEGRIMS, RIMS, maybe they'll publish the results, but expect that most of the results will be published after all India round 3 joining. So your all India round 3 allotment, I will get allotted, and then I will also look at my state round 3 allotment and take a decision between two. Unlikely for most states, we will have to wait for the entire schedules, but don't expect that this will happen 100% and take a call. So it is other way around. Don't expect that this will happen 100% and take a call. Stray related queries, we have received quite a few. Eligibility, all India round 3 allotted candidates, whether you join or not. This is still a query for many people. They are not eligible for stray. Now, if you are not allotted in all India round 3, and then there is no impact even if you resigned your all India round 1 seat, round 2 seat, etc. There is no impact. This has been clarified. Right from the beginning, we have been mentioning that stray eligibility is not based on all India round 1 free exit, all India round 2 exit with forfeiture. We have been confident about that too. But because the one part of the prospectus, they made a mistake, MCC made a mistake, there has been confusion. So one is all India round 3 allotted candidates are not eligible for stray. Whether you join or not doesn't matter. Holding a state round 3 seat, at the end of state round 3, every state will send across a list to MCC saying these are the candidates who are holding a seat, which means joined and then continuing. It will also possibly include joined because many states will not allow resignation post that without penalty. So once you join, it is highly, you will not be eligible for stray, not highly unlikely, you will not be eligible for stray. So join list will be shared to AA, and stray of all India will not have these two sets. These will be removed. Note that who will be eligible? Anybody who participated in all India round 3 and not allotted a seat, they will be eligible. Anybody, provided they don't have a state round 3 joint seat. These are the only two criteria. Other than that, somebody who is not holding a state round 3 joint seat, not holding it, if they are registering fresh in stray, that is also possible. So only these two categories, one all India round 3 I already participated, not allotted, state round 3 not joined. Till at the end of state round 3, I don't hold a seat. Then all India round 3 I did not participate, but still I can register fresh for stray provided I don't have a state round 3 joint seat. These are the only two sets of candidates who are eligible. For this entire set, the history before in state round 1, I joined and resigned. State round 2, I did not get allotted. Got allotted, I did not join. All India round 1, what happened? All India round 2, what happened? None of these matter. Rest of them will be, all of them will be eligible for stray given these criteria. What will there be category seats in stray? Conversion happens. We know that conversion happens. So there is some misconception that in stray, all seats will be general category seats. This is an absolutely wrong misconception, also misinformation. We will tell you what happens during conversion. There are general seats, there are SC seats, there are ST seats, SC PWD seats. We will take these as examples. Now there are 2 gen seats and 2 SC PWD seats. Okay, this gen seat is allotted to a gen candidate, obviously. SC seat is allotted to an SC candidate. ST seat gets converted and then is allotted to a gen category candidate. Okay, and this SC PWD seat gets converted and is allotted to a SC candidate after conversion. Clear? After conversion. This SC PWD seat gets converted, does not get converted, gets allotted to a SC PWD candidate. So basically Gen category, SC category seat remains as with an SC category seat candidate. Only this ST seat got converted to a Gen category and another Gen candidate took that seat. Similarly, this SC PWD seat got converted to SC category. This is in All India round 3. Now, when you go to stray round, how do stray vacancies come up? Most of the vacancies would be, if unallotted seats will be there, but beyond that, most of the vacancies will be from these set of candidates, right? Those who don't join from this list. This Gen candidate did not join. It will be a Gen seat in stray, correct? This candidate joined, so this will not come up in stray. This candidate joined and so this will not come up in stray. The SC category candidate filled up and got an SC seat, did not join. Because it was not converted, this will continue to be an SC seat. This candidate did not join and therefore it comes up as an SC seat. So in stray you have an SC seat. Similarly, this ST category candidate seat was converted to Gen. In this scenario, if the candidate doesn't join, it will become a Gen seat in stray. Clear? This got converted. No ST candidate wanted this seat. Therefore, it got converted and then it will stay as Gen, because obviously no ST candidate wanted this seat. Similarly, let us say this SC PWD category seat got converted to SC. Now, if they did not join, it will continue as an SC seat because it has already been converted. And if this candidate also doesn't join, an SC PWD seat will be available here. Clear? Because the same category was what it was allotted under. So, you will see SC PWD, both same category. Similarly, this SC, this was a converted seat. So, both these you see are same category seats which come in. These two are seats which came in after conversion in the converted category. These two are same category seats. So, always same category seats, if not allotted to the same category candidates and not joined, they will come to stray. So, stray will have category seats basically. How will stray be this year? We don't have an answer to that. It is a very difficult question. Even with statistics, you will not be able to derive that because we don't know how many state round 2 candidates will come up. The 6,400 seats of last year have become 8,157 seats. Actual vacancies this year, around it was 6,400 I guess last year. But this comes in with a chunk of state R2 joint candidates, which is the difference. Basically, the state R2 joint candidates coming in over here to participate, who left those seats and then coming in here to participate. So the movements may be minimal, but stray, how it will be, whether these candidates join, how many of them don't join, etc. We are not sure, because for many of them too, this might be a risky proposition to state R3. So we are a little worried about how stray will be. When we say it will be extremely good, that will also be a problem for us, because everybody will go in and nobody will get it. When we say it will be below average, very few will go in and everybody will get a better seat. So we are also in a very tricky situation on what to mention on a common video which reaches everyone. We'll leave it to you. Being the first year, we don't have last year's statistics or numbers to predict this. It is a very absolutely difficult situation. Go with your gut feeling. All the best for All India round 3, and for further rounds. This might possibly be the last session that we run on video. Most of other things will be over the Telegram channel or through the portal. We will be communicating. The timings also we will be modifying it a bit, because you started receiving lesser calls. We will be putting more effort on getting the data done. Stray will be a shorter period of time. Quickly we'll have to churn out data for decisions. So we'll be putting in a 3.5 hour timeline for our calls. We are also getting very less calls over the last week since the last round 3. So we'll also communicate that time to you. Thanks a lot. All the best.